Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our series where we tell scary stories from history's most haunted places. Today, we are going to be looking at the land of the pharaohs, pyramids, and sphinxes. That's right, we're talking about ancient Egypt. The tales from the dark Dossier are creepy, mysterious, and sometimes very scary. Some may even keep you up at night. So get ready. Here are the top 5 Egyptian myths and legends that would keep you up at night. Number 5. The Ritual of Osiris. Egyptian mythology is full of gods and goddesses who have both positive and negative aspects. In general, the Egyptians believed in a pantheon of gods similar to the Greek and Roman pantheons, with a supreme being at the head. But there was one god who stood out, and he had quite the messed up backstory. His name was Osiris, and he was the god of the afterlife. Now, Osiris didn't exactly have a peaceful existence. In fact, his story is kind of like a real-life version of Game of Thrones. According to legend, Osiris's brother, Set, was jealous of his power and conspired with his wife, Isis, to kill him. They lured Osiris into a coffin, which was then sealed and thrown into the river Nile. Now, you'd think that would be the end of it, but no, Osiris's wife, Isis, wasn't having it. She searched for her husband's body, and when she found it, she resurrected him long enough to conceive their son Horus, who was destined to take his father's place as king of the underworld. Talk about a power struggle. And if you think that's crazy, wait till you hear what happens next. After Horus was born, Set continued to harass him and his mother, and they were forced to flee to the city of Byblus. There, Osiris's followers built a cult around Horus, and Set's followers did the same. A battle between the two groups erupted, and in the end, Horus emerged victorious. He ascended to the throne of Egypt and became the supreme god of the universe. And Set, well, he was banished to the desert and turned into a bull. Yeah, that's not a metaphor. He literally turned into a bull. Number 4. The Curse of the Pharaohs. You've probably heard this one before, but it's still pretty spooky. It goes something like this. If you disturb the slumber of a pharaoh, you will unleash a curse that will bring nothing but bad luck to you and your family. Legend has it that when a pharaoh died, they were mummified and buried with all of their treasures. These tombs were then sealed so that no one could enter. But of course, people did just that. And when they did, they unleashed the wrath of the pharaohs. One of the most famous cases of this is the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 by Howard Carter. Almost immediately after the tomb was opened, a series of strange events began to occur. People started dying left and right, and it was widely believed that they were cursed. Now, was it really a curse or just a case of bad timing? Who knows? But one thing is for sure, it made for some pretty good headlines at the time. Number 3. The Vampire Pharaoh. In 1826, an Austrian soldier discovered a strange coffin in the tomb of Ramses II. Inside was a mummy that looked like it had been drained of blood. Now, you've probably seen enough vampire movies to know where this is going. The soldier showed the mummy to some doctors who, after examining it, declared that it was indeed a vampire. They cut open the mummy and removed its organs, which were then burned. But here's the kicker. The story only gets crazier from here. Apparently, the burning of the organs caused the mummy to come back to life and attack those who were present. One doctor was even said to have been knocked off his chair by an invisible force. Now, whether or not this actually happened is up for debate, but it makes for one heck of a story. Number 2. The Sphinx's Riddle. The Great Sphinx of Giza is one of the most famous monuments in the world. It's also one of the most mysterious. For centuries, people have speculated about its origins and purpose. Some believe it was a symbol of power, while others believe it was a warning. The story goes that anyone who could solve the Sphinx's riddle would be granted immortality. But those who failed would be thrown into the river to feed the crocodiles. Now, we don't know how many people actually tried this, but we do know that the Oracle of Delphi, a priestess from Greece, once attempted to solve the riddle and failed. She was thrown into the river, and the crocodile, well, it ate her whole. Number 1. The Haunted Valley of the Kings. The Valley of the Kings is located near the ancient Egyptian city of Thebes. It was here that many of Egypt's most powerful pharaohs were buried, including Ramses II, Tutankhamun, and King Sethi. But it's not just the pharaohs who are buried here. There are also a number of other tombs and crypts throughout the valley. Now, some believe that these tombs are haunted by the spirits of the dead pharaohs and their servants. There have been numerous reports of strange activity in the valley, including sightings of ghostly figures and hearing strange noises. One caretaker even reported seeing the ghost of a young girl who is said to be the daughter of King Ramses. Now, whether or not these stories are true is up for debate. But one thing is for sure, they make for some pretty interesting campfire stories. Thanks for watching. Do you know of any other Egyptian myths and legends that would keep you up at night? Share them with us in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of our series, where we bring you the creepiest stories from history's most haunted places. Until next time.